I got this Aussie Sponge Mousse that everybody seems to love, so I'm gonna give it a try and see if it's worth the hype. Let's go! Hi everybody! So I've been seeing a whole lot of people use this mousse by Aussie for their curly hair, and I wanted to give it a try just because one, finding a mousse is so difficult. I don't know how many stores I went into and this was the only one that I found, but I keep seeing a lot of people say it's better to use mousse because it adds more volume, it's not too harsh on your curls, it allows them to breathe, it allows them to move, and I wanted to try it to see if I get that extra bit of volume with the mousse, and if I also just, how do I put it? If I get a little bit of that extra volume with the mousse, and if it doesn't have my curls so crunchy. Now, I went to a whole bunch of stores, and surprisingly, I didn't see a lot of mousse for curly hair, or just mousse in general. I saw a lot of hairspray, a lot of gel, a lot of curl cream, but barely any mousse, and it took me a bit, but I did find the Aussie Sponge Mousse that everybody was using or is using, and this one is like a 24-hour curl lock. It also acts as a leave-in conditioner, so I guess it's supposed to hydrate your hair as well, and it has jojoba oil and sea kelp. And I don't know if you can see it on the bottom, but it has flexible hold. So I guess it has 4 levels to it, and it's only on the first one. So we'll see. We'll see how it works. I definitely did not see a lot of mousse in the stores, mainly gel, mainly creams, hairsprays. So I definitely want to see if mousse gives that light but elevated look to your hair. But first things first, I'm gonna go wash my hair. I'll be right back. I'm back, and as you can see, I washed my hair. It is not soaking wet, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna part my hair in half, and on half of it, I'm going to put the mousse, just so we can see the difference between having the mousse in and just regular. I'm gonna part it with my hands because I don't know where my comb is, and I don't really feel like getting up to go get it. And shake it out. Grab some of this mousse. I'm going to shake it up a little bit, and you know, when I was younger, I really liked mousse just because of how foamy it got. I didn't put it in my hair all the time, but I really liked the mousse. So let's go. Just going to rake it in through everything. Okay, just gonna take a little bit more. Just going to go in like that, and then I'm gonna, ooh, maybe I put too much. Okay. Alright, and I'm just gonna scrunch that up just to make sure that's in there. Shake out the roots. And so there we go. It's all in this side of my hair. This side, I don't have anything left on my hands. Just gonna actually wipe that off over here. And I'm just also going to, finger comb it, so it's roughly the same as the other side. There's nothing on my hands. And I am gonna scrunch like how I did on the other side, just so it's the same kind of treatment. And shake out the roots a little bit. Okay, so there's that. Just looking at my hair differently, these ones look like more defined little like pieces of hair in comparison to this one. This one has a more frizzier texture in between. that could just be me overthinking things. I was going to let this air dry, but because it's a bit cooler here, I know it's gonna take a really long time. So just for the sake of time, I'm gonna grab my diffuser and I am just gonna see how this goes. So this is my hair, about 80–90% dry, and I will say I do feel a difference and kind of see a difference between using the mousse and not using the mousse. So this side's without the mousse, and for me it feels obviously a bit drier, especially back here, but it also has a lot more frizz and less defined curls, or at least less defined little pieces and sections of hair in comparison, because underneath the curls are still there. They're just more formed underneath in comparison to on top. Whereas over here, it has, which is the side with mousse, it has less frizz going on and a lot of my curls are more clearly defined. Of course, this is just, it's not even fully dry at this point, but definitely much more defined, especially when I shake it out. It doesn't get frizzy in the way that this side does. Overall, this Aussie Mousse is a light foam. It doesn't really leave any stickiness on my hands. There's no white residue that you usually get from hairsprays or even gels when you're using it. It definitely does give you a bit of more defined curls and kind of gets rid of a lot of the frizz. It's also just in comparison, my hair feels more moisturized with this than with this. I was actually kind of hoping that there would be like a huge dramatic volume difference when it came to my hair, but right now it has just like a cute little defined curl look to it. I definitely think once this side's more dry, it'll look a bit better in comparison to this side, but it's not so bad. It's actually just not so bad. I kind of like using it. It's easy, no residue on your hands, no white cast from your product, and just very, very lightweight. It actually feels like there's nothing really in my hair except for water. And just kind of getting rid or taming the frizz on this side would be amazing. So yeah, I recommend this in terms of just having more defined curls, getting rid of a lot of frizz, and not having anything too heavy to weigh down your curls. This is a good mousse. This Aussie Mousse is a good mousse. I'm probably gonna use some more on this side just so I don't look too different. But yeah, I like this mousse. It's pretty good. And I'm so lost for words. So lost for words.